Hi guys, welcome to a new series which is going to be all about what I think of different DLCs available in Train Simulator. Today's DLC is going to be the Class 07 Diesel Electric Shunter Pack by Skyhook Games. It's available on Steam for, I think it's £11.99, plus this reskin which is like £3, I think, which basically you get it with a fully functional tops panel and everything into, it's a bit low res there, into BR Blue. Today we're going to be driving the BR Green version. Right, so on first glance, by the way, you also get these wagons which we'll have a look in a minute, but at first glance the actual model is actually pretty nice. These were locos built by Roston, for use on Southampton docks, and they were mostly used in BR Green era, and a couple of them lasted into BR Blue era. But actually, I think it was 14 were built. I think 7 of the class actually survived into preservation, because British Rail ended up using only 08s as shunters and no 3s, but mainly 08s. They got rid of these, but lots of private companies actually acquired them for quarry use and actual private, so like a private shunter. But so here we've got it. There's no more liveries available online, by the way. I've searched up high. There's no liveries anywhere, but these are the only 2 liveries we've got. Right, so as I said, the model is actually quite nice. There are some. The reskins are a little bit. I mean, it's not. If you're at a normal distance away from the shunter, the reskins don't look too bad. But in fact, they look really nice. But if you get really close, there are some things. I mean, some of the texturing's quite nice. It's a bit weird in some places, but if you get in, you can see it's all a bit low res. There you go, like that. It's a little bit low res. And the only complaint I've got about the BR Blue livery, which is more of the same, is those wheels. They look really weird. They look like they've been, because these actually look blended into the chassis, but these look like they're like, they've been got with a brush and got completely cleaned, spick and span, with absolutely no residue left on them, which looks a bit weird. So we're gonna, as I said, we're gonna be driving the BL Green version. These are shunters which originally were only fitted, some of them might have got fitted with air brakes later, but originally, and the only version we've got in Train Sim is the one with the vacuum brakes. Right, so as I said, the model is very nice. They've got the automatic unit number and all of that stuff. Right, now, next thing we're going to move on to is the cab. The cab depends on what standards you're going on. It's actually quite a nice cab. It's got a little bit of functionality, but you can't open the doors. The handbrake works, the wipers work, which are a bit noisy and annoying, and they only wipe the corner, but anyway. You get instrument lights, quite a decent sound for them. You got lever sounds and sanding sounds. We'll get to the throttle and everything in a minute. Right, so that cleared out of the way. By the way, the cabs are absolutely identical in both. There's no difference. That out of the way, there is one small thing that is quite disappointing with this pack. The sounds aren't awesome, but I always say that if you want to, unfortunately, it's the way it is, but if there was a better way, well, I'd take that one. But given it's the only way I've got of driving an 07, I prefer driving an 07 with dodgy sounds and weird flange squeal than an 07, no 07, basically. Right, another thing, the lights. It's not like the 08 or the 08 by, what's it called? Forgot the name. Sorry, guys. The upgrade pack, the revamp pack. That's it. The Major Wales revamp pack actually lets you like have a blue and not blue, a white and red marker either side like you would in real life. The problem with these is that either you have the white markers at the front, which looks a bit weird, and the red ones at the back, which turn off as usual when you've got a consist, or vice versa. It just looks a bit weird having, especially because if it were a mainline loco with that possibility, it'd be okay. But given it's a loco which isn't going to do much more than 20 miles an hour, specially designed for shunting, it's a bit weird just having that light configuration, but nonetheless. Right, now we'll move on to the sounds. So the first thing we've got to note about the sounds is, as I said, they're not very good. They've got the horrible flange squeal, but as I said, it's the price you have to pay to be able to actually have an 07 in game. So they're based. I think some of them are copied off 08s. I don't know. I'm just. Evidently they're not great, but you know, at least they're there. Right. So first sounds we're gonna try is, you've heard some of the cab sounds. Let's just get the engine started. Sounds a bit weird, a bit like an 08. And turning off actually sounds quite good. And on again. The colour, I mean, it's not brilliant, but it's not awful. Right, so it's a bit like an 08. The brake release sounds are a bit weird. I'm not really going to go into that because I've never actually listened to an 07 in real life. And neither have I been next to one. I'm not sure how authentic the horn is, but in game, I just love it. Listen to this. It's a bit weird because you press it, and it's like, there's only one tone, and in the cab it's only one tone. Like, you just push that down. It's not like it's two-tone horn. But it's really weird because basically it kind of springs up and does a weird tone after. Actually, let's get set up on light. Actually, let's not get into force. So first, horn from the outside is, as I said, a bit weird, and then it kind of springs back. And inside, it's practically the same. Right, brake release sounds, they're a bit weird. This is the train brake release sound. I mean, I know it probably isn't very realistic, but I actually like it. The flying sounds isn't really a sound. The emergency brake sound is actually quite cool. I mean, it's not that special, but so we'll just get this released. And it sounds a bit weird if you keep on doing that. It just sounds a bit weird because that does actually do that every single time you release it. So if I do that, it just loops the sound one and again, which is a bit weird. But anyway, the loco brake is alright sound. See what you think. Apply, it's got no sound. Well, it has got kind of like that weird sound there, but no main sounds. You can hear this. You can hear the release though outside. It's pretty standard loco brake release, not very good, but and inside. There you go. What I do like though is, well, one, you can go either side. I actually really like the woody and kind of scratch texture of these kind of indicators. They're actually really nice. Right, the reverser is actually quite good. It's not just the forwards back. You can also have it in neutral. So let's get that in forwards. You can have it in forwards, reverse, and neutral. Let's get it in forwards. As I said, there is, as I showed you before, there are yeah, those are the instrument lights. There are standing sounds, which are quite nice. From outside, it's actually quite good. If you're wondering, this is a new route I'm building for basically this kind of stuff for reviewing locos. It's not going to be a main route or anything. It's just like a loop. Right, so we'll get, as you're going to be able to hear in a second. Yeah, the loco brake's released. We're in forwards. I'm not going to turn on the HUD so that you can actually appreciate the loco. The animations, it's got the same sounds as the 08, quite similar anyway. The animations within it are quite nice. There goes the horn again. And inside, not bad. That is the sound that everybody hates from RSC stuff. I know it's absolutely horrible. I hate it, but you have to pay, as I say, there's a price to pay to be able to have an actual 07 in game. So I'm sorry about that. Let's just thrash it. It was just a bit quieter. Pick up a bit more speed. There we go. I think we're limited about. It depends where you look at. It says different. It doesn't even actually have a speedo. That's good. Just more or less whatever we want then. Right, so we'll do a loop. So this route, let me just shut up a minute. I'll turn up the game sound and you can enjoy the sounds. said enjoy, I didn't actually mean enjoy. I meant more like actually listen to them, because you might not enjoy them. Right, so this route is quite interesting as we see the little 07 pull along. I've done this is the Return to Mardi DLC track, which is actually really beautiful, and I thought it really suited this kind of little loop, and it's really nice textured as well. And then we've got a little narrow gauge track inside to do the reviews on the narrow gauge stuff. There's no continuing with the third rail, so we'll have to do those reviews elsewhere. There's some people enjoying their little walk, and there's a boat with some people. Oh, the people are missing. Never mind them. Yeah, some of the people... Ah, that's because I unloaded the assets. Yeah, that's my fault. Right, never mind. I'll get that fixed. Don't worry, guys. But here we come pulling through in our little 07. And as we pull in, I'll show you the wagons it comes with, and you can see what you think of those. So we'll just get these points changed so we can go back in. There is one thing I will say though, regarding the reskins. It's quite bad that you have to actually get the Blue Reskin as a separate. That is quite off, but anyway, it actually comes with a few scenarios for the Western Set Railway in green, which is not that bad actually. At least it comes with that. Something is something. Right, so we'll just come round this bend and shortly be pulling in back to the museum. It's like a little model railway. That's kind of the point of it. It's actually really nice. It's when I mean a really nice loco, I don't mean the actual quality of the DLC, but in real life IRL is such a cool loco. Cheeky horn. So yeah, it's quite a nice DLC, and I think once we've had a look at the wagons, which by the way I recommend you install. I think the AP full wagon sound pack covers them. If it doesn't, then they're unplayable. I mean, the physics are never going to be the best for the wagons, but at least having decent sounds and not having the horrible flange we're about to hear in a minute. I'm sorry about that. Coming through, we'll pull in with the cab so that you can hear the brake sounds from the cab. RPM's a bit weird. It's a bit low. I think it probably should be, maybe not in the shunter, but it looks a bit low, to be honest, if it's in the red area. I mean, for me, it's enjoyable. I know for some people this sound now is an absolute nightmare. For me, it is too, but I just live there, put up with it, because if not, I'm not going to be able to play an 07 I'm on, so... Ow. Right, so let's get the brakes on. Sorry about that sound, as I said. And we'll just pull us to a stop. And we'll couple up to these wagons, actually. Right. Well, let me edge it forwards. Right, so quickly... I mean, I don't know why the wagons are air braked. If it's a vacuum brake loco, but we just have to imagine the locos being fitted with air brakes. And stop, release. Move a little bit further forwards. There we go, clunk. Right, so what wagons do we get? We get PGAs, which are these, which are interesting. I'll say, get these PCAVs, which you get them with lots of other packs, but anyway, and then you get these, which are OHAs, possibly. Right, the wagons. Sounds awful. Physics, usual wagon physics, not the best, not the worst. Just wagons. I'm not that fussed. Livery, awful. So they're OAAs, that's it. They come with 3 versions, just different versions of weathering and numbering. I mean, that just looks weird, because you've got that panel, which is really low res, and then you've got that low res number that really sticks out. And they've got different modes, so you've got kind of sleepers, more sleepers, and more sleepers. Then what the heck's the difference? Oh, yeah, it's the kind of graffiti on it, okay. And then, so yeah, the different variants, basically the graffiti. It's not physical variants, there you go. And the graffiti, I mean, it's a bit low res, to be honest. And I mean, we've already got these wagons in better res from other DLCs, so... Right, we'll pull out, and we'll pull into that side in there with these wagons. And then I'll give you a brief summary of what I thought of this DLC. Right, we've moved away from those wagons. No, they're moving away from us. Right. Right, what we see, the lights are a bit weird now because it just disappears. I've got to. It's a bit weird. Right, what we'll do is we'll just take one. See that? They're just the default wagon sounds. Right, so let's go back. There we go. See, then those come up. It's so weird. I mean, I don't mind. As I said, at least I can actually drive an 07. It's just a bit weird. And I'm sorry about that sound. I mean, at least they come with an automatic tail like the wagons. It's not bad. Right, we'll stop using the train brake. Come on. Yeah, that's probably the brakes on the wagons sound like that. Everything sounds like that, apparently. Can we stop, please? Thank you. We'll change the reverse to forwards, release the train brake. I actually like the sound, not that it's realistic at all. There you go. I mean, the wagons aren't the worst. I mean, say you've just bought Train Sim and you've only got a couple of routes and you just want another shunter. At least you've got. Sorry, I just thought I said set the points. Well, at least there's this option and it comes with some wagons for you. So as a standalone DLC, it's not bad. If you just want it to, if you've got lots of DLCs and you want to add on by adding this, maybe it's not the one for you. As we pull into the other siding, I think we'll do a brief summary of the DLC. Funny thing is, it says air brake, but it really should say vac brake. Should probably try and mod that actually. Can't be bothered though. Haven't got the time. Right. Right. So now we'll just pull in here. The route isn't complete, by the way. Although I've got some new route building techniques, which have really helped. Right, so we're pulling in now. We should actually be on this side. Not that it really matters. As I said, the wipers are a bit weird, but they're good enough for me. Right, so just pull in here now. Give us a bit of the old brake. I don't know why it does that sound. It's not from our loco though, it's from the wagons. Right. Just slam the brakes on. What we'll do is there we go, we'll uncouple from them. And we'll just give it a little bit of a whack backwards. There we go, and then we'll just stop. Turn off the lights. Turn on the handbrake. And turn off the engine. There we go. So, what would I say? For somebody that really likes shunters and BR green and BR kind of really interesting shunters, and that you don't really mind the sounds, or you do, but you can live with them, then get it. If you're someone that's after the quality of the DLC, so you want to drive a train that's immersive with all the features and everything, this probably isn't for you. If you're just a normal TS player, depends what you like. So out of 10, I would rate this 6 out of 10. It's got a lot of character. It's not got that good DLC quality. It comes with a decent bit of things. It comes with some scenarios for the West Somerset Railway. So yeah, 6 out of 10 from me. And this was the Class 07 pack. And plus the reskin into BR Blue with the weird wheels. I just can't stop pointing that out. By Skyhook Games. I hope you've enjoyed this little review and the series and the new route, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching, guys.